All right, guys, so we have some gymnastic strength for you today, and it's going to be 4 rounds, not for time. We have muscle ups, which we can do on the rings or the bar. I'm going to give you a couple different options. We've got handstand walking and then a 30-second L hang. So let's go through muscle up progressions first. Easiest thing is for those just getting into this stuff is some basic pulling. So we can use the rings, 10 to 15 reps. Challenge yourself with range of motion, good control. And so remember, you can change the angle, right? This is going to be easier. This will be harder. Okay, 10 to 15 reps. But really work on that top position, pulling your chest as high as you can, pulling your shoulder blades back, bringing your thumbs as deep into the armpits as you can, trying to recreate a muscle up when we would have to transition at that position. So 10 to 15 ring rows at a challenging weight or a challenging position. We can also work on transitions. So transitions here, we can use a band. Starting with the easier one is going to be feet on the floor. So watch what I'm going to do. Stand between the rings, bend my knees. So I'm in the bottom of the dip position. Put my feet out in front of me. Okay, so I feel a lot of pressure in my shoulders and on my forearms here. I lean back and then try to transition. Notice I'm going to use my hips first. Hips drive up and then transition back to where I started. Okay, watch my knees. My knees don't bend at all. I'm just driving through the hip and transition over. A common error here is that people will bend the knees and then end up standing up. So we don't want to end up here. We want to end up in this position. Okay, a more advanced version of that is to use a band where your feet are off the ground the entire time. So the band goes behind my hips. I sit on it. All right, and then watch this. Same concept. I'm going to lift the feet to start the movement and transition, okay, and land with no feet on the ground. So this is a pretty cool way to transition. Another variation that we can do is bar muscle up work. So with a band, you can work on bar muscle ups pretty easily. You put it on your foot, okay? For this one, start slightly behind the bar, and you're gonna work on the timing. There's a little bit of swing. This is something nice if you have a spotter, but starting off, you big jump, swing, and then transition up overhead. Okay? So again, that's not something you can jump right into, but something if you've been working on, a great day to practice that stuff. 3 to 5 muscle ups. You can also do some attempts. Just spend some quality time here working on some variation of the muscle up. Okay? From here we have handstand walking, right? So it's 50-foot handstand walk. Of course, you can scale that distance down. Most common scale here for building strength will be a wall walk. So 3 to 5 reps, starting in the bottom of the push-up. Step your foot up, tuck your chin, and then walk your hands. If you can make it all the way to the wall, that's great. Touch your nose, walk yourself back, and back down. That's 1 rep. If you're not comfortable going all the way up, you can just go part of the distance, stay in your comfort zone. Really focus on keeping your chin tucked the whole time. So if you notice, my wrist and my shoulder are stacked over each other for that good support position. Okay. Option 2 would be working on your kick up and small walks to the wall. So I can kick up to the wall and try to do little mini walks to the wall. Try, again, depending on how far you're walking, 5, 6, 7 repetitions just to practice that little baby handstand walk. All right. From there, the last movement here is going to be 30-second L-sit hang. This is very challenging. It's just hanging and holding your feet up in an L-sit. So you can see me from the side here. Okay, so lift and hanging for 30 seconds. Okay, so that leverage of my legs out in front makes it hard on my midline. It's also very challenging on my lats and my shoulders. So the way to scale that is to shorten the length of my leg. So the easier version would be just a hanging knee raise, or maybe 1 foot at a time, okay? Trying to get 30 seconds. So you can always scale down the length of time as well. Those are your 3 movements, guys. 4 rounds for quality. After that, let's talk about our conditioning. All right, guys, we got a 16-minute AMRAP. It's gonna start off with 10 handstand push-ups, followed by 30 double unders, 15 goblet squats, and then a 400-meter run. So let's talk about the handstand push-up. So normally this would be kipping up against the wall. So I have a pad down, all right, doing the kipping style, okay? If you do not have the kipping handstand push-up yet, a couple options. Number one, very common, is to do a piked version of the handstand push-up. So feet on the floor, this is the easiest pike version. Chin is tucked, tap the head, and come back. Okay, if that's easy, you can put your feet elevated on a box or a bench. Okay, if you're not comfortable getting upside down, you can also do a seated dumbbell press. Again, something that should be pretty challenging, but you can do a set of 10. Okay, so that can be your variations for the handstand push-up. From there, we go to the double under. So 30 reps of the double under. This is designed to be a number you can do unbroken quickly, ideally. So when we're learning, we start off with 2 times as many or 60 single jumps. Chest is tall, focus on using your wrists. Okay, as you get better, you can try to work in some doubles in between, but always focusing on that nice tall chest. You don't, when I say that, a lot of people when they're learning the double under, they'll drop their chest and do something like that. So really focus on keeping your chest up, all right? So if you're doing singles in between the doubles, you can do less reps. Maybe get 15 good reps. Or another way is just do as many double unders as you can do in 30 seconds to a minute. You don't want to get stuck on that movement for too long. We call these struggle unders. Just practice, do your best, and then move on. Okay? So from there, we're going to go to the goblet squat. So 15 reps with the goblet squat. This is with a kettlebell. A couple different ways you can hold it, but generally speaking, it's going to be up against your chest, basically like a front squat position. I like to invert it and hold it on the side like this, so I get a good deep squat and stand back up. Okay, you can also hold it like this if you'd like, but just again, make sure you get that good deep squat, stand up. After those, you're off on your 400-meter run. So you got 16-minute AMRAP, guys. Have fun with this one. See you tomorrow.